Okay, we are back with Jan Spiller. Jan, I've got a question for you. We had a tweet. Do you call them tweets or twits? Not twits.
Tweets.
Right. I got to get with it here. Okay.
Frank is over 25.
Yes, that's right. Okay. They said, what does it mean when people have planets retrograde in their charts? Is it a bad thing or a good thing?
Well, I don't think there is any bad thing
Oh, okay.
because
Well, that's good.
everything in our chart is exactly where it needs to be for our soul to progress in the direction that will make us whole.
Okay.
Now, retrograde planets actually mean that the person, retrograde planets from the point of view of the Earth on a physical level appear to be going backwards. So it's when the energy reverses, when it's no longer easily expressed outwardly, but instead of that, when you have retrograde planets, the energy is going in, it's focus going inward. And generally a person comes in with a retrograde planet when it's time to reevaluate. In other words, in some way in a past life, they became going forward spontaneous according to somebody else's plan of what the right thing to do was. And they violated their own authentic sense of integrity.
Oh, really?
So this lifetime, that urge is going retrograde, in other words, going backwards so they can reflect on themselves. And people in the areas where they have planets retrograde cannot move forward comfortably until they first get in touch with where they actually stand on the issue. So it's a very sacred matter.
Yes, I see. Because I hear a lot of Mercury retrograde, because I hear that mostly.
Yeah. When the planet Mercury goes retrograde, we're all affected because Mercury rules the mind, communication, telephones.
It rules my
emails.
mind. I know for sure.
The good news is it rules everybody's mind.
Okay.
Mercury rules the conscious mind. And when the planet Mercury in the universe is going backwards, which means it appears to slows down in its orbit, the effect it has on people is all of a sudden everyone becomes subjective rather than being clear of what they're saying outwardly. So what's happening actually is everybody is kind of second guessing themselves during that period. And that's why at
Very
the end of the
interesting.
Mercury retrograde period, people aren't going out much. Everybody's too paranoid, too afraid of miscommunication, doing something wrong.
So when is our next Mercury retrograde period? Is it coming up soon or?
Yeah, it happens 3 times a year, and the next one actually is August the 20th.
And for how long?
And it lasts until September the 11th, which we can all remember that date, especially
Right.
here in New York. After that, it clears.
Oh, great.
But yeah,
Okay,
it's good
that's
to know in
great. Great
advance
explanation.
because this is a good time period to go forward with our activities. There's no obstructive energy right now in the atmosphere. It's time to go forward with our plans. Because
good.
when there is obstructive energy, like under a Mercury retrograde, the energy starts pulling backwards, and it's difficult to proceed with Mercury, or several things can do that. But right now, the energy is clear.
Wonderful.
So pick up the phone, take some action.
I'm
Get
going
something
out.
going.
I'm doing something.